Hi guys, welcome back to Stylized Creations. This is the second episode of my tutorial series on how to create a character model using Blender 2.9. In the first video, I've created the head and torso, and in this video, I'm going to create the legs and the feet. And if you missed the first video, you can click on the card and the link will be in the description below. Once again, this is a beginner's tutorial and I'm not going to use any other resources like background images or reference images. So let's get started. Now to start with these legs, let's come to the bottom of our mesh or our torso, and let's just select these three faces. So just shift select them and come back into front view with number 1. Let's zoom out a bit and let's just extrude these faces down. So press E to extrude, and let's just extrude these legs down like that. Yes, and then let's press Control R and add a loop cut right in the middle. So left click and right click to center it right in the middle, and that's for the knees. And let's press Control R once more and Control R once more. So yes, left click and right click, and now we have the upper leg region, his knee region, and his lower leg region. And let's go into wireframe mode by pressing Z and selecting wireframe, and also into vertex select mode by pressing 1 on the keyboard. So yes, and let's start scaling. Let's start with scaling, or let's scale down the vertices. So I've selected the bottom vertices right here for the feet, over the bottom part of his leg, and just press S and scale them down like that. And let's select this edge of vertices and press S and scale them down, and also alt left click the knee region and scale it down, and let's select this part as well with alt left click and press S to scale it down. Now we can go into edge select mode by pressing 2, and let's just tweak things around a bit. So press S again to scale and press GG to slide it up like this, and press G and X and let's just move him outwards a bit. And let's come into side view with numpad 3 and press G and Y, and let's just move them backwards as well like this. So yes, let's come back into front view with numpad 1, and let's add 2 more loop cuts, one above the knee and one below the knee. So press Ctrl R and let's just slide this one up as close to the knee as possible, and let's press Ctrl R again, left click, slide this one down as close to the knee as possible. And let's just select all 3 of them. So press Shift and Alt and left click, and Shift Alt again and left click to select that one as well, and press S and Shift and Z to cancel out the Z axis, and let's just scale them down. Now that that's done, let's alt left click this middle part or the knee and press G and X, and let's just move it a tiny bit to the left. Let's go into side view with number 3 and let's move it a tiny bit to the front as well, like that. Back into front view, let's select this part, alt left click and scale this part up a bit. And also while I'm scaling, I'm holding down shift for a bit more control. And we are almost done with the legs. So let's just alt left click and press G and X and move this part to the outside a bit. And let's select these edges and press G and X. Let's move it to the inside a bit like this. And there we have it. So back into solid view, press Z and selecting solid. Now we are done with the legs, but not done with this episode. So yes, let's add a few more details, and let's improve this mesh a bit. By improving, I mean that we're going to set it up for rigging and weight painting later on. So press Ctrl R, add a loop cut, left click and slide this one up right about there, and let's press Ctrl R again, and let's add a loop cut right in between those two edges. So left click and right click to center it right in the middle of those two. And let's create his butt region. So his sitting area region or his sitting muscle region. And let's press Ctrl R, scroll the mouse wheel up once to add two loop cuts, left click and right click. And with those two edge loop cuts still selected, or those two edges still selected, press S and Z to scale them up on the Z axis. Actually to scale them apart. And let's add two more loop cuts. So let's repeat that process by pressing Ctrl R, scroll the mouse wheel up once, left click, right click. And if you're happy with how yours look, you can leave it like that, or you can repeat that S and Z process again. Well, I'm just going to leave it like this because I'm happy with it. So let's go into face select mode by pressing 3, and let's just select all of these faces. Yeah, these 6 faces, and press G and Y to move them outwards on the Y axis like this, creating his butt. And let's select these 2 faces as well and press G and Y, and let's move them out as well. So as you can see, now he has a butt. And we can tweak things around a bit by selecting these 2 edges, back into side view with number 3, and just press G and Y, move out this part, and let's repeat this process up here. And there you have it. Now you have a low poly butt. You can still tweak things around, but so yes. And we are almost done with this episode and almost done with his legs and making them look like legs. So let's come down to the side of his body and let's add another loop cut like this. So just add a loop cut like that. But before we do that, let me quickly undo that part by pressing Ctrl Z. Before we do that, I just want to scale the inside of his legs down a bit and the outside as well. So let's just go into face select mode by pressing 3 and select this face, and Control and left click this part as well to easily select an entire row of faces or vertices or edges. So press S and Y to scale it down on the Y axis like that, creating a more rounded look. Let's press Ctrl 7 to come to the bottom of the mesh and press S and Y again. That's now if you are a perfectionist and you want it to be exactly the same size. I know mine is not exactly the same size, but it's close enough. Let's just select this edge as well and press S to scale it down. And now we can add that loop cut across the side of his body. So press Ctrl R and let's just left click and right click. And let's select this edge and Control select this edge as well. We can zoom in a bit and come back into the bottom side of the mesh. So we're pressing Ctrl 7 and press G and X to move it outwards a bit like this. And let's select this part as well. Select this edge and Control left click this edge. Control 7, Control numpad 7, and press G and X and just move it to the left like that. And now we have our low poly legs and butt area. And let's quickly create the feet. So back into face select mode with 3 and select these faces and come back into front view with numpad 1. Press E to extrude it down and select these three faces. Come back into side view and just press E, left click, and E again, and left click. When you're done, select these three faces and press G, Z to move it downwards on the Z axis, creating his low poly feet. If in some cases you feel like his feet is looking a bit too high right about here, just with those faces still selected, select the bottom faces as well. We can even press C to circle select all of them. So by pressing C, we've activated the circle selection mode, and press those edges and these faces actually as well. So with those selected, press G and Z to move it upwards on the Z axis, like that. And there we are, done with our feet. But not done. We're still going to do a bit more tweaking in future episodes for rigging and weight painting, and we're also going to add a bit more detail to it. So yes, so that is it for the second video, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video and for sticking all the way to the end. Once again, please feel free to leave a request in the comment section if you want me to add something to this character model or this tutorial series. And if this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and please do hit that subscribe button for the growth of this channel. Stay safe, guys, and we'll get started in the next video.